Hello and welcome back to the My Team Career Mode. Here, this episode will be the Monaco Grand Prix here on F1 City My Team Career Mode after the fantastic result in Spain, I believe. We got, or not Spain, sorry, that's the next race. After a pretty good result in.
Boss, we need your attention on something, please.
After a good result in. Uh, Italy. Sorry, goodness gracious, took me a while, as we had a corporate meeting there going on, and now we have one of our facility upgrades ready for corporate, as we have gotten one of them done, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do the for the corporate upgrade. I'm going to do the secondary sponsor, so we can find more secondary sponsors, which will be great. So we can get some more secondary sponsors on the car, make more money as we are running low on cash, believe it or not. As one of the parts comes through for research for durability, we are not running low on R&D points. As you can see, we were at 5,000. Now we're at 4,000, almost 5,000. So we are very much rich in that regard. We do have a couple developments coming through for the Monaco Grand Prix. Not very many, just a durability one, really. And not very much else, to be honest, just because we couldn't get much done. There will be a lot of upgrades coming after the Canadian Grand Prix. So after the Canadian Grand Prix, there will be tons of upgrades coming. So hopefully, you guys will keep watching, stick along long enough for that. Anyways, we're just gonna go ahead and assign this to Vishore, because we've signed most of the stuff to Crawford, but now we're signed to Vishore. As we go to the new livery, we are now tier 2 on the fan rating, as you saw earlier. Very exciting. So we can make tons more money from secondary sponsors that we putting on the car. So I'm just moving some sponsors around here. As you can see, we got an Octonic one. We have a couple others that I will have on the car for the Monaco Grand Prix. As you can see here, some yellow, much more sponsors on the rear wing as well. Let's go to qualifying to see what kind of result we will get there.
Now, if you ask anyone who's raced here, they'll tell you, nowhere in the world is more important to get a high qualifying position than here on the windy, chicaney, challenging streets of Monaco. We're about to set the grid for tomorrow's race, but potentially for the end of the race too. So welcome along, everyone, to the Monaco Grand Prix qualifying.
Alrighty, so getting into qualifying Q1, Monaco, we have a bad gearbox, 74% wear, which means that quite high risk of failure, but it's Monaco. That is the one place where you can have a slow engine. Anyways, as we're going slow through the final corner and then ramping up for this first qualifying lap in Q1, this is a big, very important qualifying. As we slam on the gas and go up the gear, then up the hill, trying to build the speed, emptying some ERS, just nearly touching the wall with the right front tire. We're having a lockup going a little too deep there, around the second to last corner, around the last corner.
We've been pushed down to
P19,
I'm afraid.
I think we should have, but we go to Lion. Whoa, there's a ghosting car there that scared the freak out of me. Not gonna lie, but it's good enough for P1. So monumental lap. We touched it the inside again with our front tire. And we're just going out straight out immediately because I don't think the P1 will last. Although for some reason I upped the difficulty. I don't know if I didn't up the difficulty a ton, but I upped it a little bit. But anyways, as we go to the second lap of Q2, the Q1, I upped the difficulty, but clearly not enough because it wasn't nearly like it seemed like we were absolutely flying. From the start of this series, I think this is 7 or 8 points higher on the difficulty. I think it's like, I started out on like an 85, I think this is like a 93 that I'm on right now, or a 92. So we'll definitely have to upgrade the difficulty for the next Monaco Grand Prix, as we're letting Fernando Alonso through on his flying lap. So we shall see exactly what we can get on this first run. I decided to show the entire run on this two reasons. One, just because the race is not very eventful. I mean, it is very eventful, don't get me wrong, but it's not as captivating as some other ones. Although I definitely do stick around for it because it is part of the race. But the qualifying is also very important. So I decided to show this entire qualifying lap as we were waiting to get on the power. As you're coming up on the Monaco hairpin, you see exactly if we can lose or gain some time. We definitely went way too deep there. We could have gained more time on that. But it's okay. Sticking in second gear, staying, waiting now, just getting on the power. It's easy to spin there, especially on this year's games. In practice, I spun 1 or 2 times actually. So it's unfortunate, but braking around 100 meters a little after, depending on how much you want to push it here in qualifying. It really just depends. Slightly tapped the outside of our tire there, and we go around the swimming pool, one of my favorite sections, the middle purple sector. We're absolutely flying here. We jump over the curb. Now, just trying to stick there, going a little too deep again, but you don't want to get that rear right tire caught on the barrier like you can very easily on a cycle lap corner. So you run to the line, fastest lap, 1:14 by Fernando Alonso. We set a 1:13.3. Absolutely flying around Monaco, and that is enough to put us on on Q2 pole by 7/10. So the difficulty is insanely too low. I don't know why. Maybe I just found pace in Monaco for some reason. I have no clue, but I was flying, and I really wasn't expecting to be this far ahead. But it is what it is. Anyways, as we head into Q2, 3, the gearbox was already at like 70, 66 or 67 wear, and the difficulty was so high that it wasn't really fair because our car is still tied for dead last. And with a car that's tied for dead last, I don't want to really get a massive advantage like that. So let's go to the race to see what's going to happen.
A proper road race, and in the true meaning of the word. That's how Mr. Monaco, the late great Graham Hill, once described this iconic event. The cars we drive have come a long way in the intervening half-century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix. The astonishing Circuit de Monaco is, for all intents and purposes, virtually unchanged since its inaugural race back in 1929. The faster cars of today ensure the 19 corners past the casino and along the seafront remain as thrilling as ever. A 2.1-mile lap here takes us around an entire country, yet never more than inches from the race-ending barriers. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside.
Whoops.
Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Norris, Fernando Alonso, and Ocon, Albon, Sainz, Vershaw, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli, Verstappen, Tsunoda, George Russell, and Gasly, Bortoletto, Hulkenberg, Jack Doohan, and Liam Lawson, Stroll, Hadjar, Behrman, and Jack Crawford rounds off the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And alongside me today, a man small in stature but big on comment, Anthony Davidson. Hello. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
We've got a great chance of getting another points finish in this race. Keep it clean and hopefully we can work our way up the field.
So for the race, I forgot to highlight a couple things for the qualifying. Both the Mercedes did not have a good performance. in qualifying, and both the Red Bulls didn't either. You can see both Red Bulls got knocked out in Q2, and Lando Norris up in P4. His teammate got pole position. Lovely to see Piastri perform much better than it is in real life, unlike what we've seen sometimes in the series. But I couldn't quite warm up these hard tires. Anyways, moving back to that, it's a good chance for Lando Norris to get a good move on the championship. He's very far behind, so we shall see if he can do anything. Really, with that edge of being up,
okay, incredible parking
fourth
there, nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get good launch as the race starts.
The 11th is no point.
Okay,
so
that's the rest of the grid forming up now. Be patient
and make the championship a bit more interesting. Anyways, let's focus back on the race. We're starting with a bit colder tires than we would like, but that's okay. Penalty for Antonelli moves him back, and it's a lights out, and away we go for the Monaco referee, starting P9. We get the jump on side. Let's see if we can get him during turn 1. We dive it down the inside of Albon as well. Beautiful move. Now we look to see if we can get Ocon.
Okay,
we're now up to P7. Fantastic result for the team. If we can keep this out and finish the race at this level, or at P7, or maybe even more as we go to, look at a different perspective from the beginning of the race. Let's see from the leader's perspective. Piastri gets a decent pole start. Hamilton really doesn't get the best pole start, and his teammate Leclerc actually passes him. The hometown favorite is now in P2, Hamilton P3, Norris P4. So it's a little bit similar to what we see in real life. For the last two Grand Prix, the McLaren and the Ferrari take up the top 4 positions in Monaco Grand Prix. That's what it's been for the last 2 in real life. So in this thing, it's ending up to be the same as well. As we have Alonso P5, brilliant work for him, as he usually doesn't do. As we try to dive it down the inside of Ocon, we don't see very many moves down the inside. We just hit our front wing. I think that turned out to be like a very, very slight amount of front wing damage, but I mean, that's okay-ish here. I mean, it's a very tiny amount.
Mark,
it's
here,
really
you're causing unnecessary wear to your
mind
transmission. Try to take it easy, or we're going to risk losing it.
As we go back, as we go to Hamilton's POV, he has not really done good. I don't think he's gotten a podium this series, I don't believe. He's gotten a podium. Leclerc has, I'm pretty sure. But I don't think he has. Maybe he has once, but it's so much real life. He hasn't gotten a podium yet. So it would be lovely to see him get a good podium for Ferrari. That would be great to see him do that. As we carry on, heading into lap 2, a little bit of the back end stepping out from Ocon there. So a bit unfortunate.
You're pushing too hard. It's causing your gearbox to take increased wear. Just be careful.
Move on to lap 2. Excuse me. Sorry. We are just trying
DRS
to
now enabled. DRS enabled.
We're trying to just stay in DRS range with Ocon. Not that it really matters. You don't really need DRS to defend. You just need like more than 20% battery. So if you don't use any battery except for on the tunnel and the DRS straight, you should be fine. But I still would just like to keep up with Ocon. But the Haas is much faster, even though the setting's way too easy, as I showed earlier. He is still pulling away from me. Part of that's my fault, and part of that is just
let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy.
If the difficulty was properly set for me, he would be way ahead of me. I wouldn't even be in Q3, let's put it that way. So I will definitely change it next race, or I'll try to remember to change it next race, let's put it that way. Hopefully I'll change it next race. I seem to forget every time I talk about it. So hopefully I can hold myself accountable for that. As Hamilton's getting absolutely pressurized by Norris. Norris is just absolutely falling. They're not falling. Pressurizing him, trying to get moving. Hamilton's falling off the middle purple sector. And we still are flying. That middle sector tends to be our best sector. We are absolutely close up to Ocon, and there's 2 seconds gap to Albon at Sainz. It's too brilliant. Let's see if they can do their teamwork like they did in the real life Monaco Grand Prix, kind of slowing the car behind up so the other can get a free pit stop. But let's see. If the game did put that in there, that'd be really awesome. As Hamilton, he's 2 seconds back his teammate, who's 2 seconds back from Piastri, who's absolutely flying. Alonso, 1.5 back from the McLaren. So it's really Alonso, Ocon, and myself in a group, and then it's like Hamilton and Norris, and then obviously the first 2 are just kind of roughly separated. as we dive it down the inside of Ocon. We go for an audacious move. That was from so far back, and we get that overtake done.
Good job.
So
Nice
we are up
overtake.
into P6, absolutely flying here. Gearbox is at 75% wear, so hopefully we'll hold on for the rest of the race. We go down to first gear. Here, I'm absolutely going as slow as I possibly can, because I'm trying my hardest to slow Ocon and Albon up for two reasons. One, I couldn't catch Alonso. By the time I got the move done and I really got my head squared away after the lap, after I got the overtake done, I was like 2 or 3 seconds back of Alonso, and I was not going to be able to catch the Aston Martin 2 or 3 seconds back. So I figured, let's do two things. One, if you slow the AI up and then you all of a sudden go quick, that actually builds yourself quite a bit of a gap. Because for some reason, that just builds
Okay,
yourself a
gap
gap.
to the
So I'm
car in
thinking
front.
go slow, and then 2 or 3 laps
6.5
before I
seconds.
hit. Go super fast and build myself like a 2 or 3 second gap, or 4 or 5 second, maybe if I get lucky. And then that way I can get a better pit stop. But you can see here, through swimming pool, I'm just going like so slow. Ocon just so annoyed that he can't get around me. Definitely annoyed that he didn't go defensive on that time that I overtook him. Ocon tries to see if he can sneak around and move there. You can see the arrow icon there. But he will not be able to because, yeah, it's Monaco. I mean, it's pretty hard to overtake here. That dive down from the tunnel was honestly one of the better overtakes I have this series. And so I'm pretty proud of that one as we go ultra defensive and just go really slowly around here as slow as we possibly can. The gap to a Fernando Alonso is 13 seconds. So we are absolutely like making it a huge gap. We almost run into the wall, losing our concentration here, going so slowly. But it is what it is. As we do go to Fernando Alonso on lap 7, he's doing very well, almost keeping up with the McLaren. So lovely to see him keeping up with the McLaren almost. So it is what it is, to be honest. As we go to lap later on, lap 7, Ocon sees he can go for a move, and that's a bit of carbon fiber off, and that's Ocon. He's broken his front wing. He will have to come into the pit. He was on hard tires too. That's a lap 7 pit on hard tires. It's not ideal in any way. So hopefully he can have a good result, as it is a slow pit stop for him as well. So he's gonna set hard tires as well. Or no, it's not slow. He's changing his front wing. My apologies. He's changing his front wing, and so he will definitely have to pit again. Well, I mean, you would either way, but he's putting on hards again. Let's see exactly what it will be. I do like the fact that it's a 2-stop around Monaco. It does make it a little bit more interesting. As you can see, the swimming pool camera, that's just my favorite camera angle. I don't really know how you can't like that angle. It's honestly one of the best angles. Anyways, as we go to Gasly from Tsunoda, Russell, Antonelli, maybe not really doing too good. Verstappen up in P9, pretty good recovery race. 2 places already he's gained, which is lovely to see for his championship. That gap to Norris is closing even more now that he's secured those 2 points. If he finishes, we'll see. If he finishes, or maybe he needs more points since he's behind the Williams. We're just slowing up both of these cars. If I was the Williams, I would have the back one slow up even more. As Albon goes for the move and Sainz goes for the move, but we go slowly there. There might be a bit of carbon fiber breakage, but we just keep the position, but Albon goes for it, and we just absolutely slam the door in his face, and he will not be able to overtake. That was the closest I've been to being overtaken. They definitely kind of got close. As here, I'm just making it so where if they do overtake, they have to make tracks, but they have to corner.
Green
For some
flag.
reason, the AI don't just corner cut. Like if I in real life, if I got held up that badly, I would get corner cut. To be fair, I think you would have to handle the collision. Otherwise, you'd have like a drive-through penalty. Or get disqualified. So I guess that doesn't really play for them, but it is what it is. Anyways, let's check out our teammate Crawford earlier in lap 9. He's behind the other Haas, Behrman, who is not doing great in P20, and his teammate is in P22 after the front wing broke. So let's see. Norris on the mediums coming in for his pit stop, maybe trying to get a bit of an undercut. Honestly, everyone I doubt he will be able to have a big enough undercut on his teammate. I bet they'll probably bring him in the next lap, but we shall see. If they don't, that will be a good chance for Norris to really contend for the lead if he gets lucky. Anyways, as we go on to lap 13, We are absolutely slowing everybody. 35 seconds to gap Lando Norris. Although that was before he hit.
And
But
gap to the car
that is
in front,
insane. He hit and he's still
18.6
15
seconds.
seconds ahead. And now I'm just pushing on these hard tires, as you can see. 2 seconds of gap. We touch our front right tire, but it's the outside of the tire. It's not the front wing area. It's the outside of the tire. So it would just hopefully not. What I'm saying is, it's not like a crash. It's just the outside of the tire. That might not be realistic, but it is what it is. Anyways, as Gasly comes to the pits, he goes mediums again. So what are they doing? A medium, hard strategy, or medium, soft? They probably have better tire wear than we do. Our car is pretty not that good. As we are absolutely, as you can see, we are pushing much more than we were when we were trying to slow everybody up through that swimming pool section. One of my favorite camera angles. And we have already increased the gap to 6 seconds now. As I said, if you slow the AI, they slow down. Bad pit stop for Leclerc though. The rear right tire taking forever to get on. And the hometown hero / hometown favorite. Bad pit stop for him, and that could really ruin up his race. In second place. If he would have gotten a good pit stop there and really been able to do something, you know, he could be doing a lot better. That pit stop slowed him down, I don't know, 3 seconds. He could be 4 seconds away from Norris instead of 7. Not that it really matters, because he would have lost track position anyway, so probably a bad strategy from Ferrari to begin with. That's pretty biblically accurate for Ferrari, as we know. They're not that good at strategy. Putting it nicely. Anyways, nice we go to Alonso. He comes in the pits. Very good P5 for Alonso, so lovely to see that he's doing good, and he will come out ahead of us because there's such a gap behind. Anyways, my tire wear on the rears is really starting to kick in for me. So I think right now might be the best time to come to the pits. I'm not so sure. Oh, we almost lose it into the barrier there, as you can see. And yeah, I think coming to the pits soon is our best option. I don't know now exactly. I mean, 50% wear almost on both rear tires, and the front tires are pretty much almost 30. And that's okay as well. We almost lose it again. So really not a good tire wear as we go through the swimming pool section. This is my favorite section to drive and watch on the replay. Anyways, but yeah, we really need to be careful because pushing hard on these worn tires is easier to crash. As you can see, we almost lose, and we almost lose it again. That's 3 times in one lap. We almost crash into the wall. We almost send it into the wall. That is 3 times now. So very unfortunate that we almost lost it there. Lost a bit of time. It doesn't really matter because honestly, we're so far ahead. We're 8 seconds ahead, and so when it comes to pit stop, as long as we don't get held up, we shouldn't really lose any positions. As long as we don't get held up. We have to get held up a lot to lose those 8 seconds. Anyways, as you see, Hamilton Hamilton comes to the pit. He's hitting soft tires. We're really trying to get a move on here, going from mediums to softs. It would have been better, I think, if he would have come in way earlier on those softs and then tried to get an undercut going. Because yes, he would have had to manage the tire wear after that, and it really would have left him with some worn softs. But track position is better than good tire wear. Russell, he gets okay-ish, pretty good pit stop. Sainz, he gets that's pretty decent. That's pretty decent. I would say that's around 3 seconds. So both of them around 3 seconds. That's not the best, but I'll take it over a really slow pit stop. As you can see here, our tires are now nearly 60% on the rears and above 30% on the front. So I just decided to come into the pits being extra careful not to break the pit lane speed. A penalty here would really hook me. Really not be good. As Ocon's already caught up, he's in P7, so really going long on those second hard tires. So good for him. I kind of feel bad.
Right, let's go.
Broken,
Come on.
but it is.
That was a fantastic
Anyway,
stop.
those
Faster than we were
medium tires
expecting.
being fitted on, as you can see from our
This
strategy
is our
earlier
true
at the beginning of the
position.
race.
They've pitted as well, so warm up
Hamilton
your
has to
tyres
pass the lap.
and get down the road.
No surprise with those soft tires. Anyways, these fresher tires, I feel so much better. We came out so close to Ocon. Ocon nearly jumped us there. Like, his front wing being broken almost paid off to be the best thing that could have happened to him. But on our out lap, we cut the corner over here. We only have one more corner cutting warning to go until we get a penalty. But it's a middle purple sector. So we are definitely flying on these medium tires. So let's see exactly what we can do in this next lap. As we go to Lando Norris, who did get the undercut on both the Ferraris going through the swing. He's only 2 seconds back of his teammate, and he's 5 seconds, nearly 6, clear of Leclerc, the hometown hero, who is another 6 seconds, nearly 7, clear of his teammate and 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. And then Alonso, again, P5, great result for him. Lovely to see him doing well in the Aston Martin. Green, then the purple middle sector, we're absolutely flying. We jump over the curb, almost nearly touch and kiss the wall with our tire there. We go gingerly around the second to last corner. Let's see what we can get running to the line. Maybe gonna use some battery here just to see if we can get the fastest lap or not. And we will not, but it is a personal best, a 1:16.2. I believe Hamilton started like a 1:16.1.
Okay,
so
be careful with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage.
Lovely to see that we have some true pace here. To be fair, the true pace is really just lower difficulty, but it is what it is. We're gonna take.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate.
I'm gonna take the wins when I get them.
5 seconds.
And ain't nobody can tell me that I can't do that. I'm sorry, I just had to say that. As we are pretty much in no man's land here. And is it a red flag?
Mate,
It's a red flag. As I was saying, we're in no man's land. Great place to be. 15 seconds clear of Ocon and 20 seconds clear of Alonso in front. But it does not matter. All of that is negated because it is a red flag. I don't have the replay, but if you would have seen on the mini-map there was a big pilot.
Okay, this is essentially a free stop, so let's think very carefully about our strategy for the rest of this race.
Happened. There's a big pileup at turn 1. I don't think anybody DNF'd, but it was a pretty bad pileup. Anyways, let's see what's going to happen on this race restart. Somehow Ocon started ahead of us, so now we're back at P7. What is this? We were in front of Ocon. So this is very bad. Anyways, we're starting on softs. We already had used our medium, and we don't have any more medium or hard to use. We almost get hit with by Verstappen. We almost get DNF'd by Verstappen, or almost run out the race by Verstappen. And now that's I don't think that gave me any damage, but that made me a bit angry. Like, calm down, mate. Like, you can overtake me.
Tire condition still looking good.
Run your entire front wing into my sidebar. You can't do that. Anyways, we were starting on the softs because we only had 2 softs left, really. The mediums and the hards were really important. So I'm just gonna see if I can push hard on these softs for like 2 laps and then try to help the tire wear out later on. As you can see, Verstappen, what was that? I mean, I understand going for a ballsy move in Monaco. I did one on Ocon, but that was really not the place to do it. Like, real. That genuinely wasn't the place to do it, but I mean, he's a 7-time world championship, so I'm not gonna say champion, so I'm not gonna say he can't go for things, but like, he is a 7-time world championship, so he should be able to know when
you should overtake Button more. It's time to utilize some of this energy. Come on.
When it comes to that, but he is having a good recovery race. Let's not say he's trash. I'm not saying he's trash. I just got really mad that he tried to do that to me. As later on, Verstappen tries to overtake us, and we will say absolutely not. We'll close the door, but we just touched the inside. We don't really leave him enough room, and Verstappen has gotten the move done on us. We just tap him with our front wing. So very unfortunate to see that Verstappen has taken that. So we have gotten robbed once. We should be in P7. Ocon should have been the one behind us, not Verstappen. And because of that, Verstappen has overtaken us. Verstappen should be 2 cars behind us, not 1. So technically, we should be in P6, not P8, because Verstappen wouldn't have been behind us with Ocon. But you know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna be super upset about it. Anyways, Verstappen really turned the whip up. I mean, I did slow down like twice, trying to kind of, oh dear, what is this? Hadjar just runs into the side of us, and that is absolutely not okay. That's going to be a red flag.
Red flag. We'll update you in the pits.
Another red flag. So this is actually good for us, because 2 reasons. 1, it closes the gap to Verstappen. 2, we get to use our softs. The second pair of fresh softs that we have. So now we're starting on the right tire and then behind us. So lovely to see. As we look at Hadjar's POV, he just kind of ran into us. And then it just caused him a massive pileup. You can see from his rear camera there. As you can see, the mediums, they're not going to work, so I'm just going to go softs. Soft for 8 laps, stretching a bit far, but not quite as far as we would have tried to stretch those softs earlier. So anyways, let's go to the red flag restart. I'm pretty angry at Verstappen. I really want to get that position back after it almost took us out of the race. We cut the curve a little bit. I didn't see anything, but the stewards didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. And we kind of technically
Don't forget, you've got more control than ever over your ERS mode, so play around with them in your MFD.
But only slightly, so it's okay. As we almost lose it again, we lose our car again. See exactly what happened from the other's POV as Norris gets a not the best start, or no, sorry, Leclerc gets not the best start, and we he gets the position back, but I think Norris then sweeps around and gets the position. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. No, Leclerc takes it. Anyways, as you can see, we kind of cut the inside. Never mind, Norris got the position again. Sorry, I can't keep up. Norris and Leclerc, they're battling, so kind of wish I would have gotten a better replay of that, but unfortunately I didn't. Here on the tunnel, I'm just going to let Ocon through because I felt that I kind of slightly got
we lost the position, try to keep focus.
Even though the game didn't really give me a penalty for that. Because I don't have it on strict corner cutting, because I don't really like strict corner cutting, because sometimes it's a bit broken. At least it was on last year's game. It's like sometimes like, come on, that's not right. You know? And so sometimes I just prefer the normal corner cutting. Sometimes in that scenario, I'll just give myself a penalty. Not penalty, but like I'll give the position back. Anyways, as you can see, this is earlier, I think, when we were about to let Ocon through. I just love that hairpin shot. So it really gets to see, you get to see all the cars. Anyways, as Verstappen goes for a move around us, and we slightly touch our front right on, but we're going to dive it down the inside.
On the car. We can't sustain this level of damage.
Just to keep that position, because I'm saying absolutely not. After he ran to the side of us, I'm not giving him that position. Anyways, moving on to the second to last lap of the race, Verstappen, he comes to the pits. So, all is fair now. Don't do that again, because his front wing is damaged. I think he ran into the wall trying to overtake me or something. So we finally come to the pits to do that. As we go to the end of the race, the final lap, Norris and Hamilton battling for P2, or Leclerc battling for P2. But most importantly, Oscar Piastri crosses the line to win the Monaco Grand Prix, unlike in real life where his teammate Lando Norris wins. But Lando Norris will come in P2, Leclerc P3, Alonso P4, Hamilton upsetting P5 from the P2, Ocon P6, ourselves, great race P7, Lawson, Tsunoda, and Gasly. Verstappen down in P22. Great race from Gasly. Verstappen in P22, unfortunately, he will, that will mean no points for him in the championship gap. 18 points, or I believe 18 points for Norris. 18 points, so I think it was like a 61 point gap. Now that's down quite a bit from 61 points with that 18 point finish. Anyways, we crossed the line.
All right, race
to
over.
get
Take care of the car on the way
in the Monaco Grand Prix. Great result, definitely. I know it's part of it's because of the difficulty, but you know, we're just gonna say we're so.
And it's the checkered flag
racing.
for your Grand Prix
Anyways,
race winner, Oscar Piastri.
Lovely to see.
A great display of dominance today,
Oscar
by this
Piastri
driver. They led from
the race.
lights
Lovely
out
to see that.
to the flag
As
at the
usually,
end.
I
Led
let this
every
run
lap
so you
of
guys
the
can
race.
really hear
Brilliant stuff
and
by them.
feel the
And
vibe
excited to
of
see what
the
more they can
race
do
winner
in
and
future
the
races.
announcement. But I just want to keep talking because I do. But a great race for Piastri, as you can hear.
It's been a hard
the
afternoon
commentators
of
saying,
brilliant
and so
racing,
lovely,
but
brilliant
now
race
it's time for some
Piastri.
proper
First race win
celebrations.
of
The
the season,
podium awaits.
unlike in real life.
They give out
but
trophies for the winners today.
now
They're
both the McLaren
Oscars.
drivers have won a
Your
race,
winner today,
which is
Oscar
pretty
Piastri.
sounds pretty weird saying, because in real life they're definitely dominant, but in this season it's Verstappen dominating. But it is what it is. Leclerc gets a podium at his home race, similar to what he did in real life. So honestly, the same podium as in real life, but everybody else is in the wrong position. Piastri in real life, he was in P3, Leclerc was in P2, and Norris is in P1. But now, obviously, it's fully switched. Piastri winning the race, Norris getting P2, 1-2 for McLaren. Great race.
After an event like
Absolutely
that, who
dominant
knows
force
what the
in
sport
Formula
has in
1,
store for us
in
next
real
time
life,
out.
and
Be
starting
sure to join
hopefully
us once
to be
again
in the
as
game,
we
because the
continue to
game's
bring
really
you all
making
the
Red Bull seem
excitement
really good
of Formula One.
because Tsunoda's even getting into the top he's gotten a podium like twice this season. So that's not realistic, but hopefully the game will kind of make that better. Anyways, Hamilton falling from P2, not the best, but it is a great race for ourselves and a great episode. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed it, please let me know. Please subscribe. Please smash the like button. Let me know if you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Goodbye.